All right, everyone. I'm making this video to give all you people who live out in Korea some information on the different loans that they have currently in December 2020 and how you can be eligible to get those type of loans. Okay, so please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Andy, and I'm working at one of the major banks in Korea, and I'm dealing with the household loan. So I hope that this video would could help you in terms of getting a loan more easily. And there's a lot of kind of preparation you should make when you go to the bank to get a loan. And for that, I think I can help you with my experiences and knowledge in the work. So stay tuned.
All right, great. So, the point of this video that I want to, the point of us making this video is to help you guys. I think right now there is a big difference in, let's say, distribution of wealth. And one of the best ways to grow your wealth and keep your wealth is to buy a home or to buy some rental property. And to do that, you're going to need to get a loan. So I do hear a lot of people complain about why the rich are getting richer and they're not. How can I get rich? What can I do? So one of the best steps is to get a loan and buy a good real estate property. So how to buy a good real estate property, that'll be maybe in another video. But how to get a loan is going to be part of the reason for this video. So it's really just good information. It's FYI. It's for your information, okay? Now, Mr. Andy is a client of mine. I'm his English instructor, teacher. So that's how we know each other. And his English is excellent. For all you other banks around the world, if you ever see this.
I'm flattered.
So, can you tell us about just some of the general loans that someone could get in Korea?
Okay. So the loans are can distinguished. No, I'm sorry. Divided into three main loans. Like one is the credit loans. You can get the loan with your credit level and your income. And also there's the 전세 loan. 전세 is kind of a very particular system in all Korea has for renting a room, renting a studio or apartment, whatever it is, that for housing. It is renting a house with a very big deposit, not with a rental fee. And also the other one is the last one is the mortgage that you guys would probably the most interested in. So that's the three loans. Those are three loans. And what's the question?
Okay, so no, thank you. So those are the three different types of loans. And okay, so you said the first loan is a loan based on your income. Okay, then can you tell us, like, are there certain brackets, like someone who makes 2.5 million won a year? I mean, 2.5 million won a month. Someone who makes 5 million won a month. Someone who makes 10 million won a month. How much loan can they receive from the bank?
Well, I think it depends on the products and the bank you usually use. Like, first of all, you need to find out where you are belong to, depending on what kind of job you got. It is way different. Like, let me say that you are working for a company in Korea, which is located in Korea. Oh, there's calling.
It's okay. I'm going to decline that.
No, rejected. Okay. And if you can, and also your income should be reported to the Korean government, like tax with the tax or something. Then you can. So let me say that I make money like 50 million won a year, and usually the bank will calculate my kind of limit for getting a loan as a 50 million won, like that way. But if you got a really good credit level, like the first grade or second grade, there will be some more weight,
Okay.
weights on it, like the yearly income multiplies times like 1.3 or 1.2. That way, the money of the loan would be decided. Also, there it is very general way to calculate the loan. So it will be very different from bank to bank, but it is the kind of the most basic way to calculate the limit of the limit loan.
Ladies, his numbers might be in the description. He's single. Anyway, so okay, then do banks look at what companies they work for,
Yeah.
or do they just look at solely on their salary?
So it depends on the products. Like if you're working for a big conglomerates in Korea, like Hyundai Motors or Samsung Electronics, and the bank has a kind of agreement or contract with the companies, then we can offer or we can provide a cheaper interest rate and a more amount of the money to get a loan. But otherwise, if you are working for a small or middle-sized company or the companies which didn't have the contract with the bank, then the bank will kind of solely see the income and the credit level.
Okay. And so, how about you said there's level 1 and level 2
Yeah.
credit,
Uh-huh.
right? Those are two best.
Yeah.
How can somebody get level 1 or level 2 credit?
It's really hard. Actually, the bank could just refers to the credit level, which was given by the other organization institutes, and mainly there are two organizations which is evaluating your credit level. Like one is the NICE in Korea, and the other one is KCB.
NICE.
Yeah, NICE.
KCB.
Yeah,
Okay.
NICE and KCB. We usually regard your credit level as the lowest one. Like let me say that NICE gives you first grade and the KCB gives you second grade. Then your credit level in the bank would be second grade that way. And I think the most important thing is to make a transaction history with your credit, like using a credit card and getting a loan with the credit. And of course, there should be no kind of delay. I mean,
Delay payment?
yeah, delay payment.
So pay on time?
Yeah, pay on time and make history with your credit transaction. Yeah, I think that's the best way. And do not get a loan from the credit card company or not. I cannot say that you should not get a loan from the credit card company or something. But if you get a loan from which is more easier with the easier way, not than from a bank, then it will give you some negative influences on your credit level. And also, if you want to know about your credit level and in a very short term, if you refer it to a lot, then it will also have a negative influences on your credit level. So just be careful when you refer to your credit level. It's really important.
Okay.
Make a transaction history.
Then how about which kind of loan can a person get a bigger loan from the bank from? Through their job and credit score, or a mortgage loan, or are they mixed?
Of course, mortgage.
Mortgage loan is a bigger loan.
Yeah.
Okay. Then in your experience, or from what you heard of from on your coworkers,
Yeah.
I don't know, this could be private, but
Yeah.
for people who normally gets a loan off their job and credit score,
Yeah.
like what would be some reasons
Yeah.
other than mortgage why they would get that type of loan? To start a business or?
For that part, actually, I have really only small little idea on it because I do not usually deal with those kind of loan for businessman or
Sure.
business owner. For credit loan, like I said before, if the company you are working for has a big contract with the bank, then you can get offered really good condition loan, like small amount of cheap interest rate and a big amount of money. Otherwise, it just hardly happens. Yeah, it hardly happens. Yeah.
Okay. Then, okay, let me ask you, what is the difference between the interest rate of, let's say, someone who's a level 2, level 1 or 2, what is the difference between the interest rate of what the bank will give them to someone who's like a level 5? You know, how big of a gap is there with
Well,
the interest rate?
depends on the banking system.
Mm-hmm.
And in my case, it is my very own subjective experience. So credit level is if the person who got credit level 5, then it's gonna kind of get some disadvantage of amount of money he can get from as a loan, and also the interest rate would go up because that level means that
High risk.
yeah, higher risk
Higher
for
risk.
in terms of in our point of view, if you got a higher risk, then we should kind of take the risk with the more higher interest rate.
Sure.
Yeah, like
High risk, high return.
yeah,
Higher
that
risk,
way.
high return.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Now you also told me like there are loans that people could get not based on their salaries before.
I'm sorry.
Like, didn't you once tell me like a person could get up to like a 100 million won or a certain amount? Of a loan without,
It
without
applies
a
to the
job,
mortgage.
without a job.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
that's dealing with mortgage.
yeah, mortgage. If you get a loan like up to 1 million won, then banks are not taking are not are not going to take your income into the consideration.
Because it's just 1 million won.
Yeah, it is possible. We can just kind of consider the value of the house you got.
Okay.
But there's also a lot of things to think about in terms of bank, because the most important thing is like to get in terms of our loan
Yes.
officer. Yeah, for us, is it possible for you to pay the loan back? Otherwise, it can lead to a what's that accident. Then we should be responsible for it. So nobody wanted responsible for the loan accident, because there will be some punishment from the company, or we're gonna pay some part of the loan back. We should do that. So
Well, even you guys still work.
from time to time, yeah, sometimes, yeah.
So if you get rejected, don't get mad at the loan officer because he doesn't want to have to risk having to pay back your loan.
Yeah.
Always keep that in mind.
So,
Okay. You talked about Chunse loan. Now this is unique because we've talked and I've told you I've got plenty of loans before from the bank, and normally the banks will give me a loan based on my income, my job, or the property that I'm buying.
Yeah.
So there's something. They're basically holding on to something and giving out the money. Now Chunse is a little bit different because Chunse, there's no hard asset that they could hold on to. So basically, like, let's say if I couldn't pay for my mortgage anymore, the bank could just sell my house and get their money back. And they're gonna take whatever from my down payment. But in Chunse, there's no house that they can sell because it belongs to someone else. How does the Chunse loan works, and why are they even loaning that much money when there's no hard asset for them to hold on to?
That's why their public organization exists in Korea. Like, there are two types of public organization which can give you a guarantee for getting a loan, like for Chunse loan. So there is kind of 주택금융공사 in Korean.
Okay.
Probably they're so-called HF. I don't know what it stands for, and also there's HUG, so-called HUG. I don't know what it stands for either. But anyway, there's two types of public organization which can issue a document, kind of guaranteeing document for your Chunse loan. So if you cannot pay it back, then the organization will do that, and they will redress you.
Well, I'm sure they'll come after whatever you have or put you in jail.
So that's why banker are gonna kind of hold it as a collateral. With the
That's
collateral,
collateral.
we can give a loan to people.
Okay, yeah, that word skipped my mind. Right,
Mhm.
there's nothing that they're holding on collateral, but in this case, you're saying there are two different public organizations
Yeah.
that they are basically holding. They're like the insurance company
Oh yeah, like
insuring
insurance